Matthew Farrelly, better known to the wrestling world as Grayson Waller, was born in March 1990 in Sydney, Australia, and from the very beginning, his journey was never meant to be ordinary. Growing up in Australia, far from the American heartland, where professional wrestling had long been a cultural phenomenon, Waller developed a love for the business that was as unconventional as it was passionate. While most of his peers were more invested in sports like rugby, cricket, or soccer, he found himself drawn to the drama, athleticism, and storytelling of wrestling. He saw not just the spectacle of larger-than-life characters, but also the opportunity to craft his own identity through performance. His natural charisma and competitive edge allowed him to thrive in smaller independent circuits in Australia, where he began sharpening his craft, experimenting with styles, and building the confidence that would eventually become his calling card. By the time he officially debuted on April 15, 2017, he was already making waves as someone who stood out, not necessarily because of his size or background, but because of his ability to grab attention the second he stepped into the spotlight. The charisma that set him apart. What makes Grayson Waller so unique among WWE performers is not just his athleticism, though standing at 1.91 meters and weighing in at 202 pounds gives him the physical stature to hold his own. Instead, his greatest asset has always been his voice, his attitude, and his uncanny ability to connect, or even clash, with audiences in a way that demands attention. From his earliest matches, Waller leaned into a brash, outspoken persona that mirrored elements of his real personality. He was unapologetically confident, sometimes arrogant, but always captivating. Fans either loved him or hated him, but nobody ignored him, and in the world of professional wrestling, that is the ultimate success. His Australian heritage only amplified his presence as he carried himself differently from many of his peers, blending international flair with the confidence of someone who believed he could compete on any stage. This combination caught the attention of WWE, and once the opportunity came, he embraced it with both hands, knowing that his dream was finally within reach. The breakthrough in NXT and the WWE spotlight. The real turning point for Waller came when he joined WWE's developmental brand, NXT. It was here that his raw charisma and athleticism reached wider audiences, and the company quickly realized they had someone special on their hands. In NXT, he was not just another name filling time on the card. He was a lightning rod for reactions, a performer who could get fans invested simply by speaking his mind. His feud with other rising stars made him one of the most talked about names in the division, and when he eventually transitioned to the Raw brand, he had already built a reputation as someone who could handle the pressure of the spotlight. His pairing with Austin Theory to form the tag team A-Town Down Under elevated him even further. The duo blended styles, attitudes, and personalities in a way that clicked, and before long, they captured the WWE Tag Team Championships. For Waller, holding gold in WWE was not just a career highlight, but validation for every sacrifice he had made. After years of grinding on smaller stages, he finally had proof that he belonged among the elite. The injury that changed the trajectory. Just as everything seemed to be falling into place, fate delivered a cruel twist. In 2023, during a high-profile NXT match against Carmelo Hayes, Waller suffered a serious injury. An awkward landing led to a broken leg, and suddenly his career trajectory was thrown into uncertainty. Fans who had been watching the match knew immediately that this was not part of the scripted drama. The silence that fell over the crowd and the urgency of medical personnel told the story. For Waller, the pain of the injury was immediate, but the long-term implications were even more daunting. At a time when he was gaining momentum, proving his worth and carving out his spot, he was sidelined indefinitely. Wrestling for him was more than a job. It was a passion and identity, and to have that taken away, even temporarily, was devastating both physically and emotionally. The industry does not wait for anyone, and the thought of being forgotten or replaced weighed heavily on him as he began the difficult process of recovery. The storm of rumours and uncertainty. As Waller recovered, speculation about his future spread throughout the wrestling world. Fans and insiders debated whether he would ever return to full form or if the injury would force him to change his style permanently. Some pessimistic voices questioned whether his career might be cut short, while others saw the situation as an opportunity for reinvention. On top of this, rumours began circulating about potential financial challenges he was facing during his time away from the ring. Professional wrestling, despite its glitz and glamour, can be financially precarious, especially when injuries sideline performers who rely on consistent television appearances, live events, and merchandise sales. Though WWE provides support, time away from the spotlight often means reduced income opportunities, and whispers suggested Waller may have had to scale back aspects of his lifestyle or personal ventures. Whether these rumours were exaggerated or rooted in truth, they became part of his narrative, adding another layer of pressure and uncertainty. The emotional battle beyond the ring. For a personality like Grayson Waller, who thrives on energy, bravado, and performing in front of live crowds, the forced hiatus was emotionally crushing. Wrestling is more than just physical competition. It is an outlet for passion, creativity, and personal expression. To have that taken away left him battling frustration, doubt, and moments of vulnerability. Behind the brash character that fans saw on TV, Waller was facing an internal struggle, questioning whether his rise had been permanently stalled or if fans would even remember him when he returned. The harsh reality of WWE is that the machine keeps moving, new stars emerge, and the audience's attention shifts quickly. This reality added weight to his recovery process, as he knew he would have to not only heal his leg, but also rebuild his momentum from scratch. It was in these moments of doubt and uncertainty that his resilience was tested most deeply. Financial pressures and the realities of wrestling. Professional wrestling is often perceived as glamorous, but the truth is that the business comes with significant challenges, particularly when health issues arise. For Waller, extended time away from competition sparked speculation about financial strain. While WWE performers earn salaries, much of their income is tied to additional appearances, merchandise sales, and live event bonuses, all of which take a hit during injury periods. Some reports suggested that Waller had to reassess his spending habits and put certain ventures on hold while focusing on recovery. Even though not all financial rumours were confirmed, they shed light on the broader challenges wrestlers face when injuries disrupt their careers. Behind the bright lights of Raw and the excitement of championship victories lies a business that can be unforgiving, and Waller found himself navigating not only physical recovery, but also the financial and professional pressures that come with being temporarily sidelined. The road to recovery and reinvention. What defines a wrestler's legacy is not the absence of setbacks, but the response to them. And for Grayson Waller, this was an opportunity to show resilience. Determined not to let injury derail his dream, he dedicated himself to recovery, both physically and mentally. Fans who followed his journey saw glimpses of his grit, and as months passed, the anticipation for his return grew. Waller knew that stepping back into the ring would require adjustments. Perhaps his high-impact style would need to be modified, but he was willing to adapt if it meant continuing his career. In many ways, the injury gave him time to reflect on his character, his goals, and the kind of performer he wanted to be when he returned. Rather than viewing the setback as the end, he saw it as a chapter in a larger story, one that could ultimately strengthen his connection with fans. The triumphant return. When Grayson Waller finally returned to WWE, the atmosphere was electric. Fans who had watched him rise, fall, and fight his way back were eager to see how he would perform after such a significant setback. His comeback matches were marked by both courage and adaptation, proving that while he may have adjusted aspects of his style, his passion and charisma remained undiminished. Teaming once again with Austin Theory, he reignited the chemistry of A-Town Down Under, reminding everyone that his place in WWE was still secure. Winning the WWE Tag Team Championships again was more than just a title victory. It was a statement of resilience, a message that he was not only back, but stronger for the challenges he had faced. For fans, his return symbolized triumph over adversity, and it added new depth to his persona, blending his trademark confidence with the respect earned through hardship. The current status and outlook today, at 35 years old, Grayson Waller stands as one of the most intriguing performers in WWE. He has the experience of a seasoned veteran combined with the hunger of someone who still has much to achieve. While questions remain about how his body will hold up under the physical demands of wrestling, his adaptability and commitment suggest that he still has years left to give. His journey from Sydney to WWE stardom, through injury and financial pressures and back to championship glory, has given him a legacy defined not just by wins and losses, but by perseverance. Fans see in him not only a charismatic entertainer, but also a man who has faced real struggles and refused to give up. In the fast-paced world of WWE, where stars rise and fall quickly, Waller's ability to reinvent himself and keep moving forward has cemented his place as a lasting presence. Legacy in perspective. Grayson Waller's legacy in professional wrestling is defined not by the obstacles he faced, but by the way he confronted them. The broken leg he suffered in 2023 could have easily ended his momentum and cast doubt on his future, yet it became a pivotal chapter in a story of resilience and determination. Instead of allowing injury to define his career, Waller transformed it into a test of character, showing fans that true greatness is not found in avoiding setbacks, but in how one responds to them. The months of recovery were marked by whispers of financial strain, speculation about whether his in-ring style would change, and uncertainty about his longevity in WWE. Those rumors, whether true or exaggerated, only added weight to his journey, reminding the world of the very real pressures that come with life as a professional wrestler. For Waller, it was not just about healing physically. It was about holding on to belief in himself at a time when doubt surrounded him. When he returned, the resilience he displayed gave fans a deeper appreciation for the man behind the character. He was no longer seen only as the brash, outspoken figure demanding attention, but also as someone who had weathered adversity and fought to reclaim his place. That duality, confidence mixed with hard-earned respect, cemented his place in WWE's history. Grayson Waller's story is one of passion and perseverance, a reminder that setbacks can become stepping stones, and his journey in the ring is far from over.